Hello, YouTube. While you may think this is Friday the 27th of May, we're about to return time back to the 26th, where this video was actually supposed to go, but I did not have time to do it, so I happen to have stolen the Eye of Agamotto from Sanctum Sanctorum, and we're going to activate it, and we are going to rewind time. So now, while we're in this time loop, we are now going back to the 26th of May. What's up, guys? Nightingale here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be covering the ReZero collab. I wanted to make a quick guide for you newer players who haven't had the ReZero collab. Basically what we want to do is I'm just wanting to give you guys a quick overview of the video here. We're going to be talking about the collab through the patch notes real quick. The event guide, I'm just going to give you a quick overview on what to do and what to expect. We're going to talk about who to summon for, about leveling up Ram, and then we're going to wrap up. So let's jump over to the update notice here. Why aren't you popping up? Oops, that's why. I clicked the wrong button. So, on the update, notice what we just really want to cover real quick is this. It is going to be running from the 26th to the 16th of June. So, you do have some time to be able to do the event. Yes, we've had a lot of really expensive stuff in the last few weeks, and I know you free-to-play players or new players are probably panicking going, oh my gosh. Well, here's the good news. Even if you can't get both now, here's at least the good news for you. They're going to keep rerunning these. As long as they have a good standing, we're going to keep getting these reruns, which is awesome. So, there's going to be a side story. It is going to have 2 different week phases. So, let's see. You have the normal farming stage right here, and then next week you should have the 6-2. You're gonna have the puzzle event of this. That is going to be where you're gonna get your final copy of Ram, and the final copy of your artifact will be in this. So, it's also got, Rim will be this week, and Amelia will be next week. So, depending on how you want to pull, I would recommend this. Either way, wait till next week to pull, because depending on how your resources are, pull your favorite first, when it really comes down to this, and then the other. But we'll actually talk about who to summon for in a little bit, but that's just going over the patch notes. You can see this here. So, let me go ahead and jump over to my main account where we will talk about the collab in its entirety. So, over here in battle will be where the collab is available. It's inside your side stories, and we have a lovely little splash art here of the Epic 7 ReZero collab. It's a pretty short story. This was the one we thought was rushed, because they were trying to get a collab out last year, but it is what it is. So it's just a cool little quick story. Shouldn't take you too long to get through. You'll be wanting to farm the highest stage possible that you can farm. I recommend that if you're struggling and it's really, really long and you are concerned about time, just drop down a level. It'll be okay. The currency is between hard and normal. Yes, it's double, but it's also, with the artifact equipped, it will make things easier, and that is something that I do want to point out real quick. So we're just going to jump to a stage, and I want to show you, for those of you who do, maybe for returning players, not necessarily newer players, but here's something you will want to take note of. Make sure you have a unit that has your experience artifact on it, because you want to be gaining experience. Make sure you bring a mage. If for some of you, this will be Ram. In my case, she's already friendship 10, but make sure you're friendship 10ing a mage, and have the severed horn, or if you don't have this yet, any one of the collab artifacts, because this is an enhanced currency rate. So you will want to have the highest level artifact, which will probably be your severed horn wand. Make sure you have this equipped, because this will give you a immense amount increase of currency. And then obviously make sure that you're working with a unit to friendship 10 them so that you have your friendship 10 artifact on, if you do have those. If you don't, at least just make sure you have the event currency one. That's the most important one, really, because we want to get you through this as quick as possible, because there's a lot of good stuff here that you will want to buy. Now, it is extremely expensive, and I'm not going to give you the breakdown on this. It's just, I'm just going to let you know it's expensive. I think the total from last year, if I remember correctly, was around 7,000 total currency. You're going to need to do this. So yes, this will take you probably most of the 2 weeks if you're going to be doing this completely free to play and not burning any leaves whatsoever. Do make sure you buy the Gifts of Luck, because I know a lot of people want to skip over these because they don't really find the value of these, but these are super, super, super valuable. Everything in here is going to help you level up a character. Also, the Fuse Nerves and all this stuff is great. It will help. I believe this is Amelia's stuff. The gear is actually really, really good. This is some of the best gear as far as like crit stuff. This is actually some of my better 78 crit stuff. This is used actually on a few of my one-shot comps still today, so this is actually really good gear. Do not pass this up. For those new players who are struggling with getting into Wyvern and stuff, this is going to be huge for one of your main DPS. Make sure you buy the artifacts first. Worry about Rim later. I'm being honest. Worry about her later. You will want to go all into the artifacts. You'll also get one, I believe, from the quest rewards was in here. I've already cleared this out yesterday. I believe you do get one from the quest rewards instantaneously. So you will want to use that as soon as possible when you can. I had the advantage. I got to start with it. You are going to have to grind all the way up for it. Just as a note for this week only, so this weekend, it's the 27th right now, so the 28th and the 29th. Save your Goblin Den if you haven't done it, and do that on the all buff days. Pop your gold buff and get the max amount of gold possible. That is a nice little thing there. As far as the puzzle event, it's really, really simple. I think it actually shows it in the update notice. If we pop back over here real quick to it, I think it actually talks about how the rewards work. Yeah, it's 3 missions that you'll be able to take on at a time. You just click 3 random pieces. It doesn't matter where or what you click. I literally just go, I think I go, I either went across last time. I might go down this time. It does not matter. Just however you want to clear it, randomly click. And the pieces will show up at random, and then you can refresh the rewards. I will have refreshed once or twice after gold, but after that, I eventually just take it, because I don't want to be dumping a ton of gold into it. Try to keep them themed, though, if you can, because that really does help out. So if you can, roll them all over to be go collect equipment, or go do whatever, crafting, whatever. There are many different ways to cheese this. Your mileage may vary on how you want to do this, so... make sure you do clear out your reputation rewards, because there is some good stuff in here as well. So do that. And also there is another copy of Rim in here. I believe there is one through the check-in as well. All right. So let's move on to the... I just realized y'all couldn't see that. So let's move on to the... quickly on the who to summon for. So... this one is going to come down to really waifus over meta, or if you are after the more safe pick, or the, how to put this, the more useful pick for some of you, it's going to come down to what can you gear and how can you gear them. First up, we're just going to talk about them because it's Warrior down to Soul Weaver. We're going to talk about Rim first really quickly. I skipped both of the ReZero collab units last year because I did not have the Molagors to be able to level them up, and that was fine. I haven't missed them once on my account. So, with that being said, Rim is actually a pretty cool warrior. We're not going to sit here, I'm not going to give you my, like, full-on, like, what I truly think of her. I'm going to give you my honest opinion that, you know, she's not bad. She can help you out. She's got some cool stuff. The demon mode passive is what she rides or dies on. If we're just going to be 100% honest, that's where she's either going to be absolutely terrifying or absolutely resident sleeper. Will be that right there. She does have an attack buff for herself, which is good. It does help out. And then probably the most terrifying thing is the ignore resistance defense breaks, which is quite terrifying. It sucks when that goes off. So, Rim is a cool unit that she can be used in mostly its PvP. You will not really PvE with this unit a whole lot. Yes, there are some things you can do with it. I know that there is a one-shot comp that revolves around her being... in a two... I think it's actually classified as a two-shot comp, if we're just being honest. Then there is... You can use her in maybe an Abyss stage or two because of the defense break. You might be able to use her in Ancient Inheritance just because of the defense break aspects of it. So Rem is not a bad unit. Her imprint concentration is crit chance, so this is definitely a nice thing to help making gearing a little bit easier, but this is not necessary. Remember, free-to-play players, it is not necessary to imprint your units. It's not that big of a difference between you gearing. It is better gear quality, but it's not something you have to hard chase going through this. All right, so I was like, hey, wait, where'd the light go? It turned off. Alrighty, so next up is, where is she? There we go, Amelia. All right, Amelia is, to me, probably the better one for newer players to summon for because she's just easier to gear. If we're really getting down to it, that's all that it really matters, that she is easier to gear. Speed set, the resist set from Arena, there you go. You've got yourself a decent Amelia to get started with. That's really what it comes down to. She is a offensive-based Soul Weaver, so do kind of keep this in mind. She is not meant to be super tanky, big healing. She's not that unit. She's more offensive, more aggressive in her play style, so she's built faster. She has the ability to dispel buffs, grants a barrier. She has the attack buff and the CR push, which is what she's mostly used for, is to CR push your units. And then she has a decent heal here on her S1. It's okay. It's not going to make or break a heal. There are better healing Soul Weavers, but this is something to consider. They're both good. It just comes down to what are your resources and how far can you go. This is why I said earlier to make sure that you wait till Amelia is up and then figure out whichever one you want to summon for, and then you can go, okay, well, I pitied Rem, I can't afford to go Amelia, or I pitied Amelia, I can't afford to go Rem, and that's really the basic way of being able to do this. Unfortunately, we've had so many big banners back to back to back. Then we had the group summon banner, which drained a lot of stuff. We've had the guilty gear, which drained a lot of stuff. So I know you guys don't have a ton of resources, so that is unfortunate, but it is what it is, and hopefully we can help you get your units. As far as getting resources, the newer accounts are better off than the more veteran accounts because there's more low-hanging fruit available. For older accounts, there's less low-hanging fruit, so it came down to how well did you prep. The last thing we want to quickly talk about is leveling up your RAM. The reason why we want to do this is because I can't tell you how many new players I've seen do this, and we just want to quickly talk about this. Is when it comes to leveling her up, do not send those copies you get one at a time into her. Make sure that you do it all at once. You will get the 5 copies in order to triple S this unit. So make sure that she is level 50 when you go to level her up, and that will promote her to 6 stars for free, and she'll be triple S. This is huge. She is a great PvE unit. She is not a PvP unit. You'll use her in the Ice Expedition. You'll be able to use her on anything where you're going up against grass and ice. She'll do very, very well. Of course, light, dark always, but basically anything not fire, she's really good for. So she is a good investment for newer players, especially for the PvE, because she is free. She's a free 6-star. Free 6 stars are great, especially when you're low on units in the beginning. That's really what it comes down to. To wrap up, basically what we want to do is just kind of give you a little bit of last minute advice, and then we're going to reverse time back to Friday for you all. Really, what it comes down to is I want you guys to just know that it's okay if you have to skip. Yes, you hear a lot of content creators out there talk about you must pull, you must pull, you must pull. It comes down to your resources and your resource management is really what it comes down to. And depending on what you've pulled on, you've probably got some really great units to begin with. These units are good. They are helpful. But when it comes down to it, these units aren't mandatory. It's not like this is going to help you indefinitely with this content or help you with that content. It really just comes down to they're good units and they're great to have. They have some very good uses, especially later on down the road. So if you end up having to miss out, there's always the next rerun. We've also got other collabs coming. They're not right now, but just in the future, we have summer coming. So you have a lot of stuff to look forward to. Plus, we're going to have probably at some point a new unit for Epic 7. Those typically come around once a month. So there's a good chance there's going to be something new coming that might be of value as well, that might help you along the way. Well, again, Rim and Amelia are really cool. Their kits are unique to them. They don't... Deanne has a similar thing, but different for Amelia, and Rim really is truly unique for what she is. But it's okay if you end up having to skip. That's basically what I wanted to do. I wanted to give you guys just that last little bit of advice. It sucks, but I'm also sitting here looking at it from a currency standpoint for you all. I know that it's been a very expensive few months, so you guys may not have the resources to get both. Honestly, my best advice to you is get the one that you can afford, and which one appeals the most to you is really what it comes down to. There's no other better way to put it. This isn't going to be like this one's going to break your PvP or your PvE experience or PvP experience. It's nothing like that. These are just good units. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to end the video, and now we're going to return time back to where it was supposed to be. And now I'm going to probably have Wong showing up and chewing me out for messing with the time. So you guys take care, and we'll see you in the next one.